what's the first step, Dale, now for carving up our pig?
Well, basically we've cooked it for a little over 6 hours.
Yep.
And our objective is to get it to where we render all the fat out of the meat, so that's all that's left is meat, bones, and skin.
Now, what does rendering mean?
It means taking solid fat, turning it to a liquid.
Okay.
And you do that by heat. I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to drain the fat out of the skin. So I'm piercing the skin as I drive the knife through, and any little pocket of grease we get rid of. So now it's all the way out of the pig. First thing that I like to do is get any exposed meat that's on the bone off the bone, which means the first part is the tenderloin, and that's this piece right here. It's very good. It's the most tender part of the meat, and it just breaks apart. And if you like to take a taste of that, this is without any sauce, by the way.
Wow.
Is that something? Okay, there's two of those
that is
because
good.
what we've done is we butterflied this pig.
Sure.
So we're going to take it from the other side too. Now the next step is we want to get rid of the bone, and basically what we do is we take all the backbone out with the ribs. And you can see the ribs. All the meat just falls off the bone.
No, right off
so
the
it's
bone.
staying right inside with the pig. We'll sauce these bones. People like to pick on them as the day goes on at a basically called a pig.
So is that really where people say, I got a bone to pick with you?
Pretty much. So now what we've done is we've gotten rid of all the surface bones. What we have on this pig right now is, this is what's called your loin. Right here, this piece here. And I'm going to pull that out. This is where your pork chops come from. Now remember, that bone was right over the top, so when they cut it in a market, you get the bone with it. And we're just going to place that piece of meat right there. That's where your pork chops come from. Next thing we do, this is the shoulder. We're going to dig right in here, and we're going to pop that shoulder blade right out. And this is kind of one way you can tell when the meat is done. It falls right away from the bone.
Sure.
Okay. So we just discard that, and now we start what's called pig picking. We start breaking the meat from the shoulder in towards the center. In this area here is the bacon. If you can see here, you can see all these strands. That's your bacon. We've cooked all the fat out of it so it doesn't look like the bacon, and they would normally cut that out and slice it.
And put my eggs right there.
And cook your eggs right there. Right. Scraping it all out of the skin. Basically what happens is, this is the skin on the outside of the pig, and it's butterflied. What it acts like is a frying pan.
Sure.
It turns hard as you're cooking it, crispy, and the grease boils in it, and it basically cooks through the meat. So now we got this big pile of meat right here that we just kind of break up.
Sure.
By hand. You notice we're not using any knives.
You don't need to. You don't need knives.
You don't need to. And you just put it in the pan.
That's the love right there.
We've gone from the shoulder through the belly and gotten all the bacon, everything. There's nothing left but a few scraps of meat, and it brings us out here to our, what would be considered your ham.
This is the ham portion of today's program.
Right. You break off a leg, and you see that there's a bone right here. That's called your ham hock. That little piece of meat. That little piece of meat, cooked the way we do it, tastes like turkey. Give it a. Does that taste like turkey?
It's like Thanksgiving.
Just like Thanksgiving.
I'm ready to watch football.
And now, basically, we've done a half a pig.
Wow.
And you can see how tender that is.
Look at that.
And it's not dried out. It's very moist. You can see the moisture on it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take that ham, and we're going to put this. Now, basically, on a 112-pound pig, you're ending up with one whole pan, which is basically half the pig. But now all the meat is blended together.
Sure.
So now you no longer have shoulders, loin, all that. Basically what Josh is doing now is he's adding sauce to it, which enhances the flavor. And that is...
I like that guy.
That is Pig Pickin's pulled pork.
That is pig pickin' delicious.
Our sauce is Pig Pickin pork potion. You can say that.
Pig pickin' pork poking. Yeah, that
pork
too.
Potion.
I like the Dale Bishop's pig pork and barbecue.
How can I get this at my next event?
Well, basically, all you have to do is call Dale Bishop's Pig Picking in Norton, Massachusetts. The phone number is 508-226-1545, and we'll cater any event, any size, and we'll come right to you and do it. We recommend anywhere between 100 to 125 pounds, no matter what size party you're using. It cooks out the best, and the best part about cooking it this way is you can freeze it and enjoy it another day.
Nothing screams summertime more than a backyard barbecue than a pig roast.
Yep.
And this is obviously not your first, pig roast rodeo.
My first rodeo.
You've been doing this before, my man.
Yeah, we have. You don't want to throw this skin away.
That's delicious.
Okay? Basically, what we're going to do, it's so crunchy.
Hear that, folks?
You can hear it.
You hear that?
I'm going to flip it over, pull this pan over here. We're going to take that skin, we're going to put it right in the pan.
Now, Dale,
we're going to break it up like potato chips.
Dale, like, there's my man with the sauce. That's my guy with the sauce, my wingman, my sauce man.
Now, the biggest thing about this is what's called crackling. And you've heard it a dozen different names, but it doesn't taste any better than when it comes right off the grill.
It does not. It has a smoked flavor.
Yep.
That's been cooking for about 6 hours.
Yep.
That is fantastic. I think Dale Bishop's Pig Pickin' Barbecue's got a recipe for success.